Hello and welcome to Step 10, Study Number 1, Personal Boundaries. This is a cautionary lesson because when we have been in our addictions, we've generally not been practicing personal boundaries. Personal boundaries are not about controlling other people. We can't make them make the decisions we want them to make. But personal boundaries are about deciding for ourselves, kind of drawing a line around ourselves. What will I allow into my life? Some of us have weaknesses, and we need to pay attention to those limitations and not deny them anymore. For instance, sometimes being around a certain person sets us off. Sometimes being in a certain place triggers us. We need to perhaps learn to avoid those people or those places or set up an entirely different kind of accountability for when we have to deal with those. Some of our limitations have to do with temper. Maybe we lose our temper easily. And a personal boundary would be, I'm going to take a walk before I lose my mind. This is the kind of thing that we're talking about with personal boundaries. What will you allow in your life? Now, this is a commitment type of issue because when we draw a personal boundary, we need to be committed to it. And sometimes we make commitments to other people that we will not keep because we made them without paying attention to our personal boundaries. So we may say, yes, I'll do such and such, and find out that it's a trigger for us, or we don't have the time, or we don't have the energy, or we don't have the emotional energy, or we don't have the finances, whatever it is. And then we can't follow through, or at least follow through very well. So this is a caution. Personal boundaries are about watching out what you are going to allow in your own life and also being very cautious about making commitments, taking the time to make sure they're the right commitments for you and asking the Lord about it and making decisions that are wise. Now, our story today is about Jacob and Laban who made a commitment to each other. Excuse me. Okay. So Jacob took a stone and set it up as a monument. Then he told his family members, gather some stones. So they gathered stones and piled them in a heap. Then Jacob and Laban sat down beside the pile of stones to eat a covenant meal. To commemorate the event, Laban called the place Witness Pile in Arabic, and Jacob called it Witness Pile in Hebrew. Then Laban declared, this pile of stones will stand as a witness to remind us of the covenant we have made today. This explains why it was called Witness Pile, but it was also called Watchtower. For Laban said, may the Lord keep watch between us to make sure that we keep this covenant when we were out of each other's sight. They made an agreement, and they were careful, I think, in the future to keep most of it. That's another story for another day. Thank you for listening.